feeling. Got this feeling in my body. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body.
Welcome back to Straight Up, coming to you live from the studios of News Talk 93 FM. My name is Raymond Pryce, and we're going to be speaking about something that I really enjoy. It's the art. I'm chuckling in the background, listeners. Thank God it's not television. You would be chuckling too. But it's something that I really enjoy speaking about. And it's debates. And one of the persons I'm speaking with is a chief adjudicator of the Communication, Advertising and Production Media's Critical Thinking Debates 2024. He's Germaine Barrett, no stranger to News Talk or to Straight Up. And also we have with Germaine the manager for the Queen's High School, Nicole Collesso. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Good morning, Germaine.
Hi, good morning, Raymond. And may I also extend a warm greeting, good morning to my listeners. You know, I've been away from the airwaves of News Talk 93 FM for a little while.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to say bye to them, but I really want to say to you that I hope soon I'll be back with you all.
All right, so let's talk, listeners. It's a league of 32 primary schools and 32 high schools across all of Jamaica. And it's been formed by CAP Media and Marketing Limited under what it calls its See Think brand. C as in the letter, not C as in look with your eyes and see. So See Think brand. The schools in the league compete in the debate matches and in a battle to claim the See Think's Garvey Shield for critical thinking. The 64 schools will also benefit from an annual support for critical thinking programs, since they will each earn a share of the league's income. So I'm going to leave the intro there and go straight to you, Germaine. You are also someone who is on the forefront of expanding the art, or is it the science, of debating to as wide an audience as possible. So what attracted you to this initiative, Germaine?
Well, Raymond, I got a call from a dear friend of mine, no, very, very good friend, who just called me one day and pitched the idea to me, and I immediately said yes, because clearly it's about debating, and so that's an automatic connection and resonance with me. But also importantly, I think the program design was just absolutely awesome. So as you would have just read, we're engaging 32 primary schools, preparatory schools, as well as 32 high schools. And of course, the vision is just so amazing, because ultimately this thing is going to expand to have church groups debating, community groups from across the island debating, and also we're gearing up to go overseas as well to spread the love of debating and speech making to the Caribbean islands. And so what it is we are going to be having the various groups competing in a sort of a league competition, and then ultimately we would also be enlisting the participation of the public at large, because there are some tokens that persons can go on the CAP Media Group website to procure, and then it enables them to vote up their teams, their debaters, the competitors in the competition. And so they have a role to play in deciding the outcome of the match, along with our core group of expert adjudicators. It's just absolutely fabulous.
And let me pivot now to Nicole. Nicole, is it Collesso? That's the correct pronunciation?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, and you are the manager of the Queen's High School. That would be their debate team entered into the Critical Thinking Debates League.
Yes, that's correct. The See Think team.
What drew Queens in, and talk to us about the process so far?
Okay, well, partnering with or coming in contact with Jade on several occasions allowed the ladies to really develop a love for debating and the training sessions that Jade has also offered. So when we were introduced or presented with this opportunity, the ladies were very excited and enthused about joining. So it's just really a love for debating that has been developing amongst the ladies.
And what's the appetite across the school body for debating? I know Queens excels with a lot of the after-school activities, the key clubs or the equivalents of the Rotary Club at that level. I think it's called Rotaract, is it?
Yes.
And so you do have a robust extracurriculum program at the Queen's School. But talk to us about debate. Where does that fall in on the radar? Is it highly sought? Is it something that people are minimally interested in?
Well, I think it is a growing interest because we are given the opportunities to promote our clubs and even promote the debating society at a club expo. So students are given the opportunities to come and see what it's about, as well as announcements being given about the progress of the club in various competitions. So I must say it is a growing interest across the student bodies, and we find that students are in multiple clubs. They're not limited to just one. So they come out, we have interclubbing with other schools. They also come out and do different form debates, and it's even spreading into the curriculum where some of the teachers are engaging students in debating activities for their class assignments.
Actually, I'm glad you touched on that because it's some of the extracurricular activities, Germaine, can take away time from academics. Debates actually adds time to academics because the subject matter could be about any of the core courses, but also the process of building an argument and articulating different points together to complete an argument would be supported in the debate practice, wouldn't it?
Absolutely correct. There you are. In fact, I'm reminded of a quote from a friend of mine. He used to say, "Debate is life, the rest is prep time." And what it really underscores is that every single time you debate, you're chiseling your mind into something a far more impactful and impressive tool with which to engage and interact with the world. And that's what debating does. So I like to say, debating is not extracurricular, it is co-curricular, meaning it goes along with, it complements, it supports the traditional academic endeavors. And so I don't want a person to think that debating is like, okay, after you've done the book work, then you go and spend time doing debating. In fact, in the countries of the world that do well in debating is a part of the mainstream sort of subject areas that people study. So just like how you do English and mathematics, people have lessons in debating the way, unlike how we do it in Jamaica, where it's just an after-school activity. But, I'm hoping that in time to come we'll get to that stage. I also want to highlight the fact that the competition as is designed stresses a lot on critical thinking, yes? And I want for our listening audience to understand how important that is as a sort of a critical tool to hone, particularly amongst young persons. So critical thinking is this device that gets you to be able to understand all that's happening around you in a way that helps you to derive solutions and to become, just solutions oriented generally. And it's so incredibly important that we encourage young people to become motivated towards becoming critical thinkers, to engaging information and to expand their understanding of the world at large. This competition does that very well.
I think one of the additional benefits, Nicole, Collesso, could be that students are better able to consider options and approaches rather than to act physically if a conflict arises, which is what a critical thinker ultimately is capable of. What subject matter, by the way? What subject do you teach at the Queen's School?
I am teaching history and sociology.
So therefore, you would see immediately the benefit of your students being able to better construct, defend, and reference arguments and do research.
Yes, definitely, and I can see it even play across subject areas. I have teachers who actually commended a couple of my debaters for their writing skills when it came on to CAD studies and English classes, literature classes, and just their ability to do research for their projects and essays and IAs. It really comes in hand. The skills that they learn through debating is universal and can carry across into any subject area.
The people listening might think that the three of us are on the same choir, preaching to each other, but I like the evidence you brought forward. I clearly, Nicole, listeners, is also an apt and capable debater, because the evidence brought forward, Germaine, that other teachers of her debate students are seeing the improvement in the areas as she has described, would not come as a surprise to you, Germaine.
Absolutely not. I think I'm a living testimony to the truthfulness of such a statement. I remember, for example, when I was going to high school, I did sociology as well, and that was one of the few subjects where I just never had to study for. It never felt like I was in school learning it, because it just felt so very organic
and all around.
One of the things that my teacher would do would be to kind of make very controversial statements in the class, and then it would create a kind of contention amongst us as students, and we'd debate it out in a kind of sometimes a raucous and a noisy way, but we would be learning the concepts just the same way. And it was just always so fun. We're always so enthusiastic about sociology. We never wanted to leave class. The class would start really early and end really late because of how much we just never wanted to leave those sessions. Of course, almost all of us got ones or A's, in Carib studies,
yes,
in sociology rather. And so it led me to recognize how we could use the tool of debating to help people to really understand, and students rather, to understand core concepts in the curriculum without having to swat it and devote themselves hardcore to the text, but just learn in a way that they don't even understand. They don't even realize
it is learning. And
yes.
I hope that in the modern era, as if I went in an era that was less modern. I'm hoping, Nicole, that in today's schooling, the divide between the streams, as they were called then, are not as strident.
News Talk 93 FM.